here with Talk of the Culture, man, the hottest blogging spot in the motherfucking tri-state area and about to be worldwide. Tune in with my man A.
Free the homie Tip, free my homie Tip. Oh, you hating cause he down, he be right back, my groove Vic. He jump right back on the mix, you jump right back on this. And if this rapping go wrong, I jump right back on them bricks. I jump right back.
This is the worst murder ever heard of on purpose that verbally hurt on me. Merge over every soldier. Where do I bury them? I'm better than every rapper. Going commercial for verse that I feel like I'm better than every person. I'm just not, I'm just me, I'm just hot, I'm just making them nervous. Who told him I got? Hey boy, what did you heard of? I pop my pistol, these boys is not official. Step into my office door.
This EP, and we back at it again with another Talk of the Culture interview. I got my man Mac in the building. Appreciate you for coming out and giving me an interview, bro.
You already know, cuz. That's what we do.
So you mind telling us what you're about, what business you have?
This venture, of course, we working on a business together and other ventures, but this is Magnum Opus Trading. You can follow us at Magnum Opus Trading on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're not expertise, we're not financial advisors, but we do try to teach the people, young people, how to maximize their money and what to do with their money. Because a lot of us don't know what to do with our money. You know, it's a problem in our communities, or how to make money work for you. Whereas though I could sleep and my money still is growing continuously, compounding interest. And so I like to teach them stocks, I like to teach the bonds, I like to teach economics as a whole, business, and it just keep our communities up to date on what's going on and how it affects our communities.
So like, are you giving like any courses online, or is your classes in person? Like, how do you go about it? Like, what's your ways on how to teach people?
Okay, through the
finances and stuff.
Through the social media channels, I give free information. I usually update people every day. If you follow the Instagram, majority of the time I spend those posts, you know, explaining those things. We do have a website, www.magnumopus.com. We have books. I have a book I'm working on about my personal life and how the stock market works and economics. And I do the one-on-one classes, that was your question. And we do virtual classes and groups. It's different memberships for different things.
So how long have you been doing this?
Okay, as far as stocks, I've been investing in stocks for about 11 years. As far as the economics and business, I was doing this even when I was a drug dealer. I just ain't know what I was doing as far as supply and demand goes. You know, because even as a drug dealer, you're not just going out there and sell drugs. You got to meet people. You have to be social. You have to give out your number. You know, I didn't know these things. I didn't know this was business.
Right.
I didn't even think we could own our own business. You know what I mean?
Right. So you mind telling us a little bit about your background, like where you from, age, etc., etc.? Like, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay.
From on a personal
On
scale.
a personal scale, today I'm from the planet Earth. But I was born and raised in North Philly, Lehigh Avenue. Moved up Alany, Uptown. And I've been all around this city, so I'm not really geographic or like, you know, picking an area. We could go anywhere. And that's what our youth need to know, that we could go anywhere. It's not where you're from, you know what I mean? Not where you're at. It's just, all this is ours.
So is it a way where you can see yourself, like, where do you see yourself in like the next 5-10 years as doing like the stocks and the financial literacy and teaching people about credit, etc., etc.? Like, where do you see yourself being in the next 5-10 years as this
Kids riding around on bikes. I see myself doing that.
Bike life in Philly.
But no, my ultimate goal is to be a venture capitalist and be able to fund other black young kids with their business ideas. Like what you see on Shark Tank. That's all a venture capitalist is.
Trying to convince someone.
No, just funding.
Funding.
Because it's hard for us to get funded for businesses. dope. By the color is, you know what I mean? Your ideas may be the greatest ideas in the world, but you can't get funding. Most of them companies you see, Twitters and all, they got funded from venture capital.
So give me a stock that's like the easiest to invest into.
What kind of phone you have?
I have an iPhone.
Apple is the easiest stock to invest in.
And what makes it the easiest?
What makes you happy?
Because 9 times out of 10, mostly because everyone has one. That's the convenience of it.
So you know more about the stock than I do. So you know that in the next year, 2, 3, 4, Apple will keep keeping an eye on what the company has coming. Will show you how long you're going to stay with this person, like a relationship. Until the relationship fucks up. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to. So you don't fall in love with the stock just because it's Apple, because what do they have in the future? So that's what you're investing in. If anybody invests in you, they invest in your future. They ain't investing in your past. I know crackheads that was millionaires.
Right. You gotta start from somewhere. That's the way I look at it.
Of course. But where, you don't understand, like where you've been is not where that present person is at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the same person in my past.
Right.
So I don't measure people by their past. Like stock, it's the same. Everything is correlated, meaning it's all coexist. You know what I mean? If it rains, that means somewhere something is growing or it's helping it grow. You know what I mean? But to somebody else, it's the worst thing ever that get rain.
Yeah.
So duality, you know what I mean? But knowing these companies that you invest in is the best thing you to do, because you know, like you have
Like some type of you gotta have like a vision.
but you know, like I'm sure, because I use this product,
Right.
and I know other people that use it. Like you said, it's convenient. Most people use Apple, they might not even know why they use Apple, but majority of people use it.
Right. So I was doing some research on like, you know, with the financial stuff, investing, et cetera. I came across I think it's like a slang, or it's like a short term. It's called NFT. Do you mind explaining to us what an NFT is and why people should consider in making those type of investments when it comes to like stocks?
Well, NFTs are new, so I couldn't elaborate that much on it, but it's a non-fungible token. So what I do know of it is it's backed by crypto, and it's like baseball cards.
Right.
So you say, why do people buy you a Babe Ruth card or a Michael Jordan card for as much value?
Because it's Michael Jordan. It's
Well,
the name. The
right.
name brings the value.
So over time it goes up in value because it's a limited supply on it, and people value it for what they're willing to spend on it.
Right.
So that's what an NFT is. So it's something, it may be a piece of art, but it's backed by the crypto. It's like, all right, let me explain. So in the United States, when they took the money off of the gold standard, money became backed by nothing but the trust of the people. And its value goes by the trust of the people, and the more that is being printed. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the only way you can measure the money is from other countries' money or things that you buy. So it's the same setup with the NFT. And it's new, so let's see how it works.
Are you going to get into investing into NFTs, and are you going to have classes on that subject when you're dealing with the Magnum Opus training?
Who knows? But right now, I just deal with stock options, and teaching like how to see where the economy is, how to measure it, like with the GDP, gross domestic products, inflation, interest rates. Those things matter when it comes to knowing if you should be in this market or that market. So you have a stock market, you have a crypto market, you have a bonds market, you have a treasury market, you have a currency dollar market, you have an NFT market. So these are all different entities.
So I would like to, get more into like the, the stock stuff and the way how the finance thing goes and everything. So, because I know you also do you deal with credit and stuff. Why is credit so important?
Credit is the American way. Credit may reserve credit with the federal bank, which is the Fed, and they may reserve 10%. And this, for example, I'm gonna use $100. They may use 100 million, a billion.
Right.
But $100, I reserve 10% of that with the bank. I loan out $90 to people that comes into the bank. So I charge them interest to pay extra on that money and to get my reserve of that 10%. So I revolve all this currency off of credit.
Off of credit, right.
Now,
It's kind of like you making the money work for you.
well, that's how money works, period. Now, as far as stocks, they're borrowing credit. If it's public company, they're borrowing off of the public. People that believe in the company, like if we buy the stock might be $20 a share. And we buy, say they only have 100 shares, and we buy 20. So we have, what, 10%?
10%
of that
just
company.
about, yeah.
And them using our credit. Now, if the stock go up in value and they have to print more to get more investors, then we make more money. So that's this credit period. It's me trusting you.
So one last, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So
I'm sorry.
one last question about, the finance thing. Any advice that you have for somebody that doesn't have any credit at all or bad credit? Like, what do you think is the easiest way to build credit?
The best way to build credit is to have someone trust you. Now, I don't mean that as a person, but the same. In our communities, we look at credit as just free money, or that it's something that we could use and get away with. Some people have that intention when they buy it or get credit. And you have to use credit as if you're loaning somebody some money, you want to get paid back.
Right.
Now, they ain't asking for it all, so the more trust that you have, the more credit I'm going to give you. So that's the best advice I can give you on credit. If you get a $500 worth of credit, use about $100, the maximum, for at least 3 months. If you have to use more than that, just pay it off. You know what I mean? And the more time goes on, the more they're going to give you. You do that with a bank. You get trust with a bank. You deposit money in that bank. You borrow off the money that you already have deposited in that bank and pay it back. Now they like, oh, it's a secured loan. You know what I mean? Now you could end up getting unsecured loan. You get so much money just off of credit, especially when you're young.
So y'all heard him, man. Aunt Mac, Magnum Opus Trading. Get with him. He know about the credit and everything. Not just credit, but just finance in general. Any questions for me or Talk of the Culture? I really appreciate you stopping by.
I appreciate Talk of the Culture and what it's doing for the culture. You know, it's stuff that you can laugh. It's stuff that inspires. It's stuff that just keeping us in tune. You know, we're multicultural people, so this is what it's about. You know what I mean? And never losing sight of us taking back control of the culture.
Well, appreciate you coming out, Aunt Mac.
Thank you.
You're now in tune with Talk of the Culture. More interviews on the way. And we out.